Hello to all y'all, and it is time to breathe again on the latest Breath of Fresh Air webcast with your host, Charles Taylor. So, it's been a couple of weeks since I've been on the Shortie, but here I am to close out the week with the latest, and we are talking about the running back market in the NFL. So, y'all have heard about the running backs, well, they're complaining because they're not getting paid what they feel their value is worth. So, heading into training camp, there were three running backs that had to make a decision whether or not to sign their franchise tag that their respective teams had hit them with before training camp, or decide to hold out or do whatever. So those running backs were Saquon Barkley of the New York Giants, Josh Jacobs of the Las Vegas Raiders, and Tony Pollard for the Dallas Cowboys. Pollard decided to sign his franchise tender, and he will play under the tag, and I think the tag is a little bit over $10 million. Saquon Barkley was not going to sign it, but they basically came to an agreement where the deal is for a year and it's essentially the same amount of money, maybe a little bit more, maybe up to $11 million with the incentives included. But they agreed to play under this restructured 1 year deal between Barkley and the Giants. They agreed to this restructured deal for a year, and I guess it'll be up to around $11 million if all the incentives are met. And Josh Jacobs is not at camp, last I heard. So I don't know if the Raiders are going to try to trade him. I don't know if they're just gonna just have a holdout. And I think Jacobs will be a Raider. I think, or at least for this year. I think he'll show up. It'll probably be a little bit before week 1 when he shows up, and he'll be ready to work. And we'll see if he has a big year for him again. Um, Look, here's the thing that we have to remember about the running back market and the running game as a whole. The running game itself has not lost any value. There is still a lot that comes with the running game itself. It is still a line of scrimmage game. No matter how much society and all these networks want to tell you, it is about the quarterbacks. And yes, I get it. The quarterback is a very, very important position, perhaps the most important position in all of sports. But if the quarterback's not protected, he can't do anything. And it is the lines that tell the story. Offensive linemen all day, every day will tell you, any day of the week, they will tell you they would much rather run block than pass block because they are the ones on the attack all the time. They're the ones who get to come off the ball and be the aggressors toward the defensive line instead of trying to retreat in pass protection. So, with that being said, you look at the teams that have won Super Bowls. Yes, there have been quarterbacks who have been marquee. We know about Patrick Mahomes. We know Tom Brady when he has won with the Patriots or the Buccaneers. Matthew Stafford had a big year with the Los Angeles Rams the year they won it. Just going back, the Eagles with Nick Foles. He had a ridiculous couple of games, the championship game and the Super Bowl back in 2017. But if you go back and look, the running games and the running backs were a big part. There was some running game that was established. There was some line of scrimmage action that was being established. So the running game is not devalued. The running back market is what is a little bit devalued, or actually a lot devalued, because those guys, those running backs, whether you're talking about Jacobs, Barkley, Tony Pollard, who again he ended up signing this franchise tag, Austin Eckler for the Los Angeles Chargers, uh, Nick Chubb, he actually got a pretty substantial deal considering with the Cleveland Browns. But all those guys, including and also I guess Christian McCaffrey, who's with the San Francisco 49ers now after all the years he spent in Carolina with the Panthers, they had a meeting on Saturday, I guess Saturday evening, last Saturday evening, to talk about what they were going to do. They really can't do anything because, well, the collective bargaining agreement really doesn't allow them to do much. They could sit out, they could hold out, but teams are just going to go and find the next running back. A lot of these teams are running two, three running back systems. Now, in terms of what the running back is asked to do, that has actually improved because the running back is asked to, on top of run the football, he's asked to be a big cog in the pass protection, pick up the blitzers whenever they decide to come, chip the ridiculous defensive end whoever's on that side. He's asked to chip them and give the offensive linemen some help. And he's also asked to be a safety valve for the quarterback if there's a hot read that is needed. So if you have a free blitzer, that running back can be a safety valve, a release valve, somebody that he can find real quick to get the ball out of his hands before taking a big hit from the coming blitzer or the coming the defensive lineman. So the running backs are asked to do more, but there are multiple running backs that can do that now. And NFL teams have gone to two, three running backs at a time. And the days of having a running back do 300, 400 carries, those days are kind of a thing of the past. So I think we have to be careful to say the running game has been devalued. I've heard that a lot, and it's not necessarily the running game has been devalued. The running back market has been devalued because it's more saturated with the amount of running backs that can be done. So that can do the job. So again, if guys like Saquon hold out or Josh Jacobs, if they hold out, then they're gonna find another running back who can do the job. Now, I don't want that to be confused with running backs being special. There are special running backs out there who are better than the other running backs out there. Guys like Saquon Barkley is a little bit better. Uh, Guys like Bijan Robinson, who just got drafted by the Atlanta Falcons, is looked at as a special talent at running back. So there are still special running backs who can do a great job out there. We'll see about Bijan as he comes into the league, but I don't want that to take away from how good a running back is. It's just that the market has become saturated for them, and I feel bad for them because everybody else seems to be getting paid. Receivers are getting paid. We know quarterbacks are getting paid. If you or if you play defensive end or cornerback, you're getting paid. And linebackers on defense have lost a little bit of value too, but they're still valuable in terms of what they can do against the run game and in pass coverage as well. So it's just weird being a running back and a linebacker at this time for the NFL. Well, that's what I'm breathing on for today. Y'all make sure y'all visit the Breath of Fresh Air YouTube channel, smash that subscribe button, and keep the likes coming, or excuse me, follow the Breath of Fresh Air Facebook page. I'll be back with another Shorty next week. And until then, everybody take care. Have a great weekend.